Wow. Embarrassing. Disgusting defensive performance. Guys, I have gone on some rants on this channel before about this team, but holy cow. Uh, this is either going to be a really long rant or a really short rant. Because tonight was just embarrassing. The Chicago Bulls are depleted by injury. Everyone is out on their team. And we lost. Now the box score says 105-103. But this game felt like we lost by 20 or 25. The Suns didn't show any life until what? Maybe the final 4 minutes of the game, if that. And even that signs of life were like super hard to get to and to like the Suns paint defense tonight was inexcusable, unacceptable, humiliating. It was a layup line. It was a layup line. It was practice for the Chicago Bulls. It didn't matter who it was. The Chicago Bulls player takes the ball, drives to the line, to the basket, lays it up and in. Embarrassing. I am so frustrated. Like, again, like people are going to see that score and be like, oh, the Bulls, they're injured and they're tanking. They beat the Suns by 2. Nice win for the Bulls. But that's not the whole story. Yes. I see Stephanie in the chat. I didn't watch the game. What happened? Don't watch this game. Don't watch it. Just know that the Suns gave up 1 million points in the paint, showed no life until like the fourth quarter-ish, and got embarrassed by a Chicago Bulls team that's lost 15 out of 17. That it was just, there was only a few players out there that actually showed hustle, defense, effort. One of those guys was Amir Coffey. This loss was just so bad, you guys. And it's not okay. A lot of it is about the Bulls. Like, yeah, like losing to the Bulls is bad. But it's also because the Suns have had such a surprising season. They've had a season where they've shown heart, hustle, comebacks. They've showed chemistry. This looked like the Phoenix Suns last year when we had Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal on our team. That's what they looked like. And look, you can say whatever you want about Eddie Johnson, but he was right from he was right about this on the broadcast. And this was like in the third quarter. He was like, the Suns appeared like they just were not focused because they looked at the Bulls injury report and they were like, oh, okay, we can kind of take this night off. The Bulls punched us in the mouth early, and the Suns did not respond. The Suns saw the injury report of the Bulls. They said, hey, we got 3 home games here, and we have a lead in the standings and all that. Well, like at least record-wise. And they're like, yeah, we can get this win. This is going to be an easy game. The Bulls punched us in the mouth. And the Suns just did not recover. I've said it multiple times on this channel, especially this season. I've said it a few times. I'm like, the Suns cannot start games like this against the best teams in the league, the worst teams in the league. They cannot start these quarters where they're down 10, 15 points and having the other team just go take an easy layup line to the basket. And my guy King Nacho right here, 5 for 20 shooting, including the game-winning layup. That's another thing, you guys. Yes, the defense was horrible. The defense was terrible. You and I could have made layups against the Suns tonight, but the Suns shooting. It's another game where, especially in the first quarter, we could not buy a bucket. Devin Booker had 16 points, I think, in the first half, and it didn't really feel like it because nobody besides maybe Grayson Allen could hit a shot, at least in the first half. And I'm not trying to disrespect Devin Booker. I love Devin Booker, but like he had 16 points at halftime, and like I didn't even realize it because nobody could hit a shot. The Suns, the way they've been starting these games shooting wise, something's just not working. I don't know if it's the Suns' offensive scheme. Maybe the defenses are starting to scout the Suns more, or maybe it's just straight up basketball doesn't make sense sometimes, and sometimes there's a lid on the basket. It was just horrible, man. Like, and look, I know this rant is all over the place. It's going to be, and I'm not pointing. I mean, I'm pointing the finger a little bit. I'm not blaming Jalen Green fully on this loss because everybody from the coaching staff to the 15th man on the bench deserves to be blamed tonight for this loss. But I've been a Jalen Green defender. I've been a Jalen Green backer, and this is just a rough stretch. Jalen Green, you got to get some confidence going, man. Like you got to do something, bro, because what you're doing right now is not working, and it will not work, especially against some of these better teams in the league, man. And what I was trying to say earlier was the Suns have had such a surprising season where they've shown heart, energy, hustle, comebacks, and this is yet another game that they're gonna have to make up for in the standings. If the Suns end up a play-in team, like the 7th or 8th seed in the play-in tournament, this is going to be one of those losses where we'll be like, yeah, maybe if we would have won that game against the Bulls, or maybe we would have won this game against whatever bad loss we've had this season, we're going to be looking back at this game especially. And look, I know there's some people out there, and it's fine if you think this, no Mark Williams, no Dylan Brooks, no Jordan Goodwin. I get it. I understand. But the Bulls had a million players injured, and they were playing faster than you. They were playing better than you. They were playing better defense than you. It was a layup line. You have a healthy Devin Booker out there, a healthy Jalen Green, a confident Oso Ighodaro. You have a scrappy young Suns team. And the Bulls, it was like a G League team playing against a high school defense team. Like it was just, I'm so frustrated, you guys. I know it's an overreaction when I say like you or I could score a layup against professional basketball players, but I truly believe that, at least tonight. Like, give me the ball 10 times to go score a layup against the Suns tonight. I guarantee you I at least would have gotten one, because that's how horrible the Suns defense was tonight. I don't know what to say, you guys. I know that's horrible analysis for a content creator, YouTuber like myself, but at the end of the day, I'm just a fan like you guys, and this game was just horrible. Like I'm seeing it in the chat, like Gillespie was horrible, like everyone was bad this game, like yeah, that's the comment right there. Everyone was bad this game. Even the Bulls players were bad. It's not like the Bulls had like a perfect game by any means. That's another reason that makes this worse. I'm not trying to pick on the Bulls or anything, but they're tanking. They're finally rebuilding. They finally have made trades, and they're embracing the youth movement. They've lost 15 out of their last 17 games, and we lost to the damn Bulls. And this game is going to hurt us in the standings, especially going forward. We have 20 games left. 20 games left, and the schedule gets harder from here. We play the Pelicans in less than 24 hours, and then we play a really good Charlotte Hornets team. And you guys are going to look at the record and be like, Suns Geek, they're like 32-31. What are you talking about? They're not good. The Hornets are like 20-2 when I think their starting lineup plays. And they've been on a roll lately. And then we play teams like the Celtics and blah, blah, blah. And I'm seeing Dwayne Rankin tweet right now during the post-game interviews. I don't even know if I want to look at it because I tweeted this too. I said, I do not want the Suns to sugarcoat this loss and be like, oh, yeah, well, we didn't shoot good and blah, blah. No, like I want them to be like, yeah, we deserve this loss. We got punched in the mouth early. Our paint defense was unacceptable. I hope they don't sugarcoat it, man. And that's what's kind of scary, or not scary. That's what's kind of concerns me about this team for the next 20 games and headed into the play-in tournament playoffs is, does this Suns team think they're better than they really are? Because tonight, I hope, was the wake-up call that they cannot start games like this ever again. And I hope tonight was a wake-up call for them to be like, okay, let's humble ourselves a little bit. Like, we have to play all 48 minutes. Sure, you're going to get punched in the face here and there during certain games, but you can't get punched in the face to begin the game against a depleted Chicago Bulls team and expect to win. So frustrating, you guys. Like, I'm reading, let's see who said this. Colin Gillespie after the Suns 105-103 loss. I'm glad Colin Gillespie is saying what I've been saying. Quote, it's the NBA. It's good players over there. You've got to come ready or they'll punch you in the mouth. That's a real Colin Gillespie tweet. Quote, thank God he said it. I'm glad the Suns aren't like delusional. And I hope that, and look, I know Jordan Knott's going to get a lot of criticism for this. He deserves some too. But I hope that Jordan Knott and his coaching staff lit up the Suns at halftime and after the game. I would be furious if I were Jordan Knott and his coaching staff right now. Again, you guys, I know this is not high school basketball. I know these are professional athletes that make millions of dollars. But next Suns practice, which who knows when that will be, because we play tomorrow and then we play Sunday against the Hornets. So I don't know if they're going to practice Saturday, even though it is home games. But it doesn't matter. Next home game, I'm going to show the team. If I'm Jordan Knott, I'm going to show the team the paint points for the Bulls in this game, and I am having the Suns run. Just run and run. I'm going to punish this team, man, because, dude, like, what are you guys doing? Like, let's look at the paint points. The Chicago Bulls had 68 points in the paint. 68 points in the paint. 68. It was a layup line. Sean, I agree, man. They better bring it tomorrow. If we start out flat tomorrow, if it's another layup line for the Pelicans tomorrow, whew, God, I'm going to be furious. I'm at a loss for words. It's true. Like, I don't even know what do you even say after a loss like that? This is one of those times I do not envy my fellow Suns podcasters and content creators, because it's like, dude, what do you even say, man? Just frustrating loss, man. Now, look, look, I'm one of the most positive Suns fans ever. And I'm trying to like be positive because like my guy King Nacho says, Fleming is clearly a better talent than Dunn. And like I'm seeing some other kind of positive-ish things in the chat. And I appreciate it. Guys, you know when I am being very negative and going on a long rant like this, that you know it was a bad loss. 68 points in the paint. Oh, yeah, and Sean, don't even get me started on Colin Sexton. That guy looked like Michael freaking Jordan tonight. He looked like Michael Jordan, man. He was getting anything he needed. He hit 1-3 with, I think, about less than 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and that was when I knew the game was over. And you could argue the game was already over after that, but like when Colin Sexton hit that like kind of late 3 in the fourth quarter, I was like, yeah, it's over. There was one point I think the game was like 90-79, and I was like, yeah, the Suns could come back, but I was like, the game's pretty much over. Like, God, just embarrassing, man. What a pathetic performance, says Sawbucks 23. I agree, man. That was. And yeah, like, look, again, you guys, I'm not fully, you can't blame, love or hate Jalen Green. You can't fully blame this loss on him, but he made a lot of mistakes out there tonight. I saw a lot of hero ball out there tonight from him. I saw so many possessions where he would just let a guy just drive to the rim and score. He's on a clearly a shooting slump. And a confidence slump. There was a couple of times he would show like flashes of confidence, but it was like too little, too late. God, man, it was just horrible, man. And again, like people are going to look at the box score. They're going to look at the final score and be like, oh, it's a 2-point loss. That's all right, Suns Geek. It's not like that, you guys. You know when I'm negative that it was a bad loss. I'm wearing my Riddler Batman hat with all the question marks because right now, healthy or not, the Suns have a whole bunch of question marks after a horrible, frustrating, embarrassing loss like that to the Bulls tonight. I don't even know what to say, you guys. I wanted to go on this rant. I saw somebody tweet out like I hope the Suns lose so that they can learn their lesson tonight. And like if the Suns don't learn from this, then you might as well just go into the offseason because that's when you need like a reality check. And I hope the Suns get that. Maybe this will be a blessing in disguise, you guys, because the Suns cannot think they are better than their opponent. Sorry, I guess that's not phrased properly. You can't think you're going to win big. You know, you can't underestimate your opponent. That's what I'm trying to look for. The words lost me there for a minute. You can't underestimate your opponent. You can't think, oh, the Bulls are depleted by injury. They're tanking. We're going to crush them tonight. Oh, man, the Pelicans aren't very good. We're going to beat them tomorrow. Nope. Man, the Bucks just got Giannis back, but they've lost a lot of games, and then trust me, the Bucks have lost a lot. Oh man, they got Giannis, but we can beat the Bucks. You cannot underestimate your opponent. Not with 20 games left, when you're trying to get that 6th seed, when you're trying to stay away from the play-in tournament. Suns Geek, are you sure you can't blame the loss on Jalen Green? Oh, you can blame the loss on Jalen Green, but he's not 110% of the reason we lost. He was a big factor. You could blame 50% of the loss on him, sure, but Jalen Green can't guard all 5 positions. Jalen Green, it was a team loss tonight, is what I'm saying. But yeah, you can blame the loss on the whole team. The whole team couldn't guard. Can't blame so the coaching staff refuses to put anyone with size out there. Yeah, I've seen a little bit of that going around. I don't know. I think the coaching staff needs to look at some stuff. And I forgot who tweeted it, but somebody was like, "You have to try something different at this point." And that was before we lost this game. Like, I love Royce O'Neal. Maybe Royce needs to go to the bench. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Geek, I'll be honest, Jalen Green is the third pick. If he has confidence, if he has a confidence, that's a wait. I can't read. Geek, I'll be honest, Jalen Green is the third pick. If he has confidence problems, that's a problem. Yeah, I mean, even Eddie Johnson legit said it on the broadcast. And I tweeted, he was like, Jalen Green, no confidence. Like, he kind of called Jalen Green out, man. And look, I love Kevin Ray and Eddie Johnson, but they even had like a tone in their voice, especially as the game went on, with like just kind of how like disappointed and like deflated they sounded, and how they were just like, every time the Suns go on a run, the Bulls answer right back. This is an exact quote from Tom Leander at halftime at the start of their broadcast. He said, I am scraping for topics, because there was like nothing to talk about at halftime. And again, you can blame everybody for this loss. You can blame the coaching staff. You can blame the bench guys. Like, if we're trying to look at some positives, like Rasheer Fleming played okay for stretches. Amir Coffey showed a lot of hustle and hit, I think, back-to-back threes late in the fourth quarter. Oso Ighodaro played well. I know this sounds a little crazy, but I thought Ryan Dunn was okay. I mean, didn't he have like 11 rebounds? Devin Booker had like the quietest game I've ever seen, but like, I don't know if I can blame Devin Booker for this game. Like, at least Booker tried, but even he made mistakes kind of late in the game. Like, I don't know, you guys. Suns had 15 turnovers tonight, but it felt like 20. They had 24 assists and 15 turnovers. The Bulls shot 48%. That's not a joke. The Bulls shot 48%. The Bulls only made 7 threes. They shot 48% from the field. They only make 7 threes. And they had 68 points in the paint. Their largest lead was 12. They won by 2, but it felt like they won by 25. And yeah, Brian, like, this is one of, you guys remember that Giannis quote, which I've said a lot on this channel? It's the water boy's fault. Like, remember when Giannis said, like, our equipment manager or whatever has to be better? Like, it's true. This is one of those rare nights this season where, like, even the equipment manager, even the water boys need to be better. It's true though, man. Dude, like, I'm trying to see what the Suns are saying post game. Like, let's see what Jordan Ott said. This is what Jordan Ott said. Quote, there's just too many possessions we wasted early. I agree with that. Talked about it at halftime, couldn't come out and fix it. That's not good. I thought the Suns started the second half like okay. Like, Oso had those back-to-back baskets or whatever. But it seemed like every time the Suns would show life, man, the Bulls would just punch us back in the face. They would go on another run. They would attack the basket and lay it up and in. Just, man, I'm telling you guys, and I'm reacting in the moment here, but this loss reminded me of a lot of losses last season. And I know that was a completely different team. It was last season. But let's just pretend Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal, you know what I mean? It's like that. It just reminds me of a loss like we saw so many times last season. But with what you would think would be, I don't even know, you guys. I don't even know. I'm not trying to be over dramatic for clicks and views. This is like my real authentic. If you and I were having a conversation right now with no cameras on, I'd be talking and reacting like this to you. Horrible, horrible loss. Poorly coached. The referees didn't help, but like you can't fully blame the referees tonight. I don't even know, you guys. Let's look at the box score. I don't even know if I want to look at the box score. Royce O'Neal, 3 points, 1 for 6 from the field. Only made 1 3. Had 3 fouls. Yeah. Fouling didn't help tonight either, by the way. Oso Ighodaro had a pretty good game, in my opinion. 10 points, 5 for 5 from the field, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Showed a lot of heart and hustle out there, in my opinion. Devin Booker had the quietest 27 points I've ever seen. And he's had a lot of quiet 20-something point games. He was 9 for 21 from the field, 2 for 7 from 3. He had 6 rebounds and 4 turnovers. And I think 2 of those turnovers came late in the game too, man. Colin Gillespie had his worst game as a Phoenix Sun. He seemed like he was one of those players that got popped in the mouth early and couldn't recover. I don't know what was wrong with Colin Gillespie tonight. Jalen Green, 5 for 20, 1 for 8 from 3. I don't remember much Jalen Green doing much. I think he had a couple layups here and there that were, you're like, oh, I see the flashes. All right, Jalen Green. But he just has not been good, man. I know Ryan Dunn has kind of like regressed on defense, if I even want to put it that way. He's not like the defender that he was last year. But I thought he had pretty good moments in this game. I mean, 24 points, 24 minutes, 6 points, 11 rebounds. Had some good-ish plays here and there. Like, you got to give him some credit. I don't think he's as bad as, like, I think people are kind of falling in love with Rasheer Fleming right now, and that's fine. So they're like, oh, we don't need Ryan Dunn. But I'm like, maybe just kind of give him a little more time. Maybe. I don't know. And Rasheer Fleming was good in the minutes he played. 5 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. I think he had like a 3 when we really needed it. And I think like the next trip down, he had that one play where he drove in and dished it off to Kaman Malawach, who threw it down. Like, that was a good play. Kaman Malawach was not good in this game, by the way. I've told you guys to be patient with Kaman Malawach. But I think tonight showed he's still a long ways away. But I kind of get it from this perspective too. And apologies if I'm forgetting who talked about this. But like, some people are like, oh, that's why we shouldn't have waited 60 games to play him. And I agree. But like, I think from kind of the jump, we knew that Kaman Malawach was going to be like a project. Like, we're going to be very patient with Kaman Malawach. But like, if I'm and like, I'm not trying to say we lost this game because Kaman Malawach didn't play well. No, if we're complaining about a rookie, then we have much more problems than we think. But like, he just didn't look good. If he continues to struggle throughout these next few games, then yeah, like, okay, we'll see you next year. Come on, Malawach, like, go work in the offseason and come back a better player. But we're just going to be patient with him. He's going to show flashes. He's going to have a few good games here and there. But tonight, he definitely had trouble. Like Eddie Johnson kind of pointed out, there was one play where like Jalen Green drove in and tried. I don't know if it was like a lob, but like he threw it to him, and like Malawach jumped and caught it, and then just went down with it. 3 Bulls surround him, and he turned it over, and of course, it led to a Bulls fast break bucket. Like, that's like stuff that happens in college, man. Like, you can't do that. Like, Grayson Allen, 21 points, 5 made threes. I think he had like 4 in the second quarter alone after that. Cooled off. He had 8 assists for what it's worth, but he couldn't do much. I will give credit to Amir Coffey, man. Played 17 minutes tonight, 12 points. I think both of his threes were late in the fourth quarter when we really needed him. And I even tweeted this out. His effort and hustle alone deserve him to get more minutes because at least he looked like he gave a crap tonight. He had one play where I think he had 2 offensive rebounds and drew the foul. I was like, oh, good. Somebody's showing heart on this team. Just a bad night, man. Look at the Bulls, man. Colin Sexton literally looked like Michael Jordan out there. 30 points. He only missed 8 shots. He was 11 for 19 from the field. Most of his shots most of the shots he missed were from 3, 2 for 7. And he had 5 assists, 3 rebounds. And again, it was like a layup line for him. Gershon Yabusele played good tonight. 16 points, 6 rebounds, 3 threes. Hit a 3 late in the third quarter from the right side of the hit a late 3 from the right side of the corner. And that was another time I knew the game was over, was when he hit that 3. Who is it? Trey Jones, 21 points, 9 for 15 from the field, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Suns couldn't stop him tonight. Former Phoenix Sun Nick Richards, 9 points, 11 freaking rebounds. Rob Dillingham had 11 points. That Yuka guy or whatever, I don't even want to pronounce his name. He showed more hustle and effort than half the Suns roster did tonight. And he's the smallest guy out there. And yeah, this comment right here, if you're scoreboard watching, looks like the Lakers are about to lose too, which makes this worse. Yeah, I agree, MC Cole, man. They get spooked with collapsing defenses. I've noticed that. When teams close out on the Suns and they're in their face and the Suns make a zip pass and all of a sudden the defender's right there, the Suns don't know what to do, man. That could be a defensive or not defense. That could be an offensive scheme problem where it's okay, coach, this offense isn't working because they're fucking swarming us. I agree, man. When the defenses start collapsing and closing out, yeah, I agree, Jake. I know I'm reacting in the moment. This might be a complete overreaction here, but if we lose tomorrow, I'm going to start focusing on the draft. You guys will actually get draft content out of me. I'll be like, okay, guys, we have 1 second-round pick. Who are we going to draft? Here's the top picks of this year's draft. I'm just kidding, but seriously, man, horrible loss. Yeah, it'd be real nice if we could make free throws. It'd be real nice if we could, draw some fouls, get some love from the referees. I will say there was plenty of times tonight Devin Booker got fouled and the refs didn't call it. Man, horrible, horrible loss, you guys. Hard to miss layups for real, man. And it's hard, man. This is where I kind of want to defend the Suns on a night where they don't deserve to be defended because they couldn't freaking defend anything tonight. But this probably wouldn't happen if Dylan Brooks was healthy. This probably wouldn't have happened if Jordan Goodwin was in the game. And even if it did, I don't think it would have been as bad. And look, it's just one game, but I think a lot of us deserve an apology to Mark Williams, including kind of myself. And I've been a Mark Williams defender. Even Eddie Johnson talked about it. Again, love or hate Eddie Johnson, but he was right. He was like, this is where Mark Williams' presence is being missed right now. Just the fact that Mark Williams is out there against with all due respect, a G League Bulls roster. Even the most positive, optimistic Suns fans like me tonight have the right to be upset and critical of the Suns tonight. I don't even know what to say, you guys. I really don't. I've been ranting for 35 minutes, man. It's just, I can't say it enough, you guys. Like, this loss reminds me so much of those bad losses last season. Like the Frank Vogel year, that was like the first year, like of like the Suns' big three or whatever. Like that was the first year of like championship expectations and all that, besides like the finals run and all that. You know what I mean, though? It was the first year of like that expensive roster, Kevin Durant, et cetera, right? So whatever. So like that's why last year was so bad. That's why last year was so disappointing, frustrating, embarrassing. But this loss tonight reminded me of so many losses last year. Golden State beat Houston in Houston without Curry. I saw that, by the way. That's good for the Warriors. Sucks for the Rockets. Without Curry and KP. Still crazy that Kristaps Porzingis is a Warrior. Suns have no excuse. Maybe if it was against contenders, but the Bulls, exactly. Like, guys, like Josh Giddey is a great player. He was out tonight. Anthony Simons is a bucket. He was out tonight. Who else was missing from their roster? Like their whole starting lineup, pretty much. Dude. You're right, Geek. Even if we can't beat the G Leaguers of the league, then what should we expect in the playoffs? For real, man. And like, what's funny is I feel like the Suns hopefully will learn from this. But like, what are we going to do against teams like the Celtics, who just got Jason Tatum back, which is crazy, by the way. Like Jason Tatum's back, in case you guys don't know. At least I think he is. They said he's questionable or whatever. Like, let's see. We play, again, do not sleep on the Hornets. The Hornets are just like, ever since like the new year or Christmas or something, they've been like one of the best teams, if not, they've been one of the best teams in the league. They're going to be tough tomorrow or on Sunday. Sorry. Then we play like the Raptors. They're a playoff team. Then we play the Celtics and the Timberwolves back to back. And I know that's like a week from now. You still got the Pelicans, Hornets, Bucks, Pacers, Raptors. The Suns have 4 games in 6 days? Pacers, Raptors, off Saturday the 14th. Oh, okay, they have 2 days off, but still, doesn't matter. Tough back-to-backs. They play 3 playoff teams in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Then they play the Spurs on the 19th. If you come out flat and get punched in the mouth against these teams, it's going to be even worse than it was tonight. And if you shoot the way you shot tonight, Suns, against those teams, dude, again, I hope that the Suns coaching staff gave them an earful tonight, man. Can I just read you guys some tweets? Because, like, it's not just me saying these things. Like, I know I sound like a know-it-all when it comes to the Suns, but, like, let me just read you guys some tweets that I was tweeting during the game. I can't wait to see the tweets that happened after the game. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I had like a whole bunch of tweets. Yeah, like right here, you guys. Like from Andrew Lizos right here. Let's see. Remember, this was like during the game. This isn't like something. Yeah. So hold on. Like right here, you guys. The Suns are down 9 at home versus a team who is 1-13 in their last 14 games, missing 7 players, and are 5 for 25 from 3 because they allowed them to score 66 points in the paint. That should sum up the game right there. The Bulls were down 7 players. They were down 9 at the time of this tweet. The Suns were 5 for 25 from 3. And they're down because they allowed the Bulls to score 66 points in the paint. And then, like, let's see. Like this tweet right here. Are the Suns aware that points in the paint count towards the score? Like, it's true. Like, do the Suns know that if you score a point in the paint, it goes onto the scoreboard? Do they know that? Man. Just what a horrible loss, man. And like I even tweeted out that scene in Coach Carter. I can't show you guys the clip because of copyrights, but I even tweeted out. I said, like, you know, like I said earlier, like I know the Suns play it back to back. I know this isn't high school basketball, but next practice, I'm having the Suns running to the baseline. Coach Carter. Man. Even in that one scene, like one of the players is like, yo, coach, or yo, sir, how many do we have to do? He's like, let's see how many you can do in 1 hour and blah, blah. Dude. Come on, man. I don't even know why I'm still ranting, you guys. Just feels like a waste of time at this point. But, you know, when the Suns have an embarrassing loss, you got to do it. I see a tweet from Mike V. Hill from the Suns Timeline or the Timeline podcast, the Suns podcast. Go follow them, by the way. Jalen Green is shooting 35% so far this season. He's shooting 35%. I've been a Jalen Green backer. I've been a Jalen Green supporter. But he just takes a bunch of wild shots. He plays a little bit too much hero ball out there. You know, like this tweet right here. Let me share my screen again. Sorry, you guys. The circumstances have been awful for Jalen Green this season. I agree. All season. The circumstances have been awful. But how much more of this can we allow? He really had no right being in to close that game. I agree with that. You can't justify him playing 30 minutes right now. Then follow-up tweet. Have him come off the bench. Give him 20, 25 minutes until he gets his rhythm back. Already playing too thin on the margins with all these injuries. It needs to be our best. It needs to be your best 5 guys out there. Like, I agree. Like, Jordan Ott and his coaching staff need to do something else. I don't care if Jalen Green is one of your best players making millions of dollars. Do something else. I love Royce O'Neal. Maybe Royce O'Neal needs to go to the bench. I don't know. Tomorrow's starting lineup's going to be interesting. I could see Jordan not being a little stubborn, though, and being like, oh, we'll try it again. This game was a fluke. We'll roll the same starting lineup out there. But, like, if we lose tomorrow, you really have to do something different. If we lose tomorrow, I don't care what the standings say. I don't care what our record is. That's when all the alarm bells go off, and you're like, okay, it's time to panic. Somebody says, I miss Bradley Beal. I'm sorry. That's great, man. I miss Bradley Beal. It's funny, man. Hey, you know what? Oh, wait. What's going on here? Say what you want about Bradley Beal, but we could have used a Bradley Beal tonight. That's all I'm saying. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Kind of, sort of, maybe. I don't know. What am I even ranting about anymore, you guys? Like what are we doing here? Guys, I'm like looking at the tweets right now, man. I mean, Suns Twitter after like any loss is pretty bad. But tonight it's like a different kind of bad. I think a lot of Suns fans are kind of saying the same things, but it's to send a message to how like to send a message to the Suns. See? Okay. Thank you, Devin Booker, for saying it. Thank you, Devin Booker. I'm glad Devin Booker is not delusional. I'm seeing more from like Rasheer Fleming, who doesn't seem delusional either. This is what Devin Booker said after the game. We're going to watch this whole clip. It's a 2-minute 21 clip, so bear with me. Thank you, Devin Booker, for not being delusional. Hold on, you guys. So bear with me, you guys. We're going to react to this live because I'm glad Devin Booker said it. I hope this is a message for the whole Suns team going forward. Because if your star player, franchise player is saying this, then it goes to show that this was a bad loss. Okay, right here. Devin Booker after the game, quote, "We started the game pretty much in cruise control." That's alarming right there. Thinking we can turn it around on at any point. See, I knew it. Even Devin Booker said it. We started the game pretty much in cruise control, thinking we can win at any point. So let's actually listen to what Devin Booker has to say now.
Spot out.
So you guys can hear this.
A loss like this is when you're, like you said, every game is counting for you guys to do that.
Yeah. We started the game pretty much in cruise control. Thinking we can turn it on at any point. It's not that point of the season.
Curious, just when that in the fourth, what do you feel like led to you guys getting back in? I think they were up 12 at one point before you got back in the game.
Yeah, we just tried to, turn up the intensity. Be the more physical team, but we have to be first to the fight every night. Teams to get confidence, and we'd be surprised when they start making shots that we feel they're not supposed to.
Another thing I had was obviously Mark being out. That shifts a lot of things that you guys do. How'd you feel like, Kaman played and how the bigs looked against their bigs tonight?
Yeah, he's been thrown into the fire at a young age. He can do nothing but grow from here. So we're gonna rally behind him. We're gonna teach him the things that needs to be taught. But it's a great opportunity for him.
Coach mentioned at halftime too. He said he just felt there were wasted possessions, and you guys needed to
Booker sounds
turn the
pissed.
energy up. Just what didn't allow you guys to be able to do that tonight?
To stay in front of the ball first. Obviously having
stay in front of the ball first.
In our shift positions, too many transition one-on-one opportunities where, they just drove the ball right to the basket and got layups.
Book, I think it's rare for you guys to need to turn energy on this season. How unusual does that feel to you?
Yeah, that's been our MO all year. We see what happens when we do it, and then tonight's an example when we don't. So, hopefully this is a learning lesson for here on out.
Look, to Nick's point, you guys have had like first quarters.
Thank
like
you,
before,
Devin
but then
Booker.
there's been, like a couple of minutes in the middle quarters where you start to look like yourselves again. What do you think like tonight you guys should be able to do that tonight?
I think they got the confidence. They're playing free. They're a good team over there. They've been in, the last two games versus good teams also. So we knew that coming in. They're playing hard. They're playing free, and they're playing together.
In this situation, is it better to have one tomorrow right away to kind of make amends?
Yeah.
Thank you, Devin Booker, for not being delusional. And I think from what I haven't listened to all the interviews, but from what I've seen, it kind of sounds like all the Suns players are saying the same thing. I'm glad they're not like, oh yeah, it's all right. It's just one loss. We'll be okay. No, like Devin Booker said everything I wanted him to say. You know, Devin Booker's like a quiet, kind of cool guy, and he kind of was like, yeah, like we blew it. We gave them wide open layups. We didn't stay in front of them. We learned our lesson, or at least I hope we learned our lesson. I hope the Suns learned their lesson tonight. Man. And I will say props to really all the Suns media right there. They kind of asked the right questions and kind of called the Suns out in a way. I'm not saying I could phrase those questions better, but like I thought they did a good job, especially Kellen Olson at the end. He said, you guys have one like tomorrow, less than 24 hours. Is that a good thing? Like, I think it's a good thing because hopefully the Suns can wake the hell up and snap out of it and learn from this freaking terrible loss. Yeah, I think I agree to an extent. That's bad, Geek. That's coaching and mentality. Devin has to come out aggressive in these games and tell his teammates. Yeah. I don't know. It was just a quiet, like weird game for. I can't fully blame Booker, but like Booker's never really been the guy that's like gonna like call out. Like that was the problem last year. Like he wasn't. He was like a quiet leader. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Booker's not like the kind of guy that's gonna like melt down, or as the kids say, like crash out on his teammates. Maybe he did it in the locker room, you know, with all the cameras away, but I don't know. But again, I'm just glad Booker and a few of the other post-game guys are saying the things that I think all of us are saying. You know, I kind of wish one of them would have just straight flat out said like, yeah, this was the worst loss of the season. We're embarrassed. I would have said that if I were a player being interviewed. I would have kept it real, but they're not going to say that. They should, though. I kind of wish they would. Yeah, hopefully this sparks something in the Suns that will hopefully have them learn their lesson. Like I said, you guys, like let me show you guys the schedule because I'm just done ranting about this terrible, ugly, disgusting loss. Let me just show you guys the schedule. Let's see. You guys know the drill here. One-man show. Oops. Okay. Share this tab. Let me move myself out of here. Let's see. Boom. So, yeah, like, look at our schedule, you guys. We play the Pelicans tomorrow. They're not good. But, like, I think Zion's been pretty healthy for them. And I feel like the Pelicans, for some reason, always seem to play good against us. And even though we're at home, it is a back-to-back. And maybe the Pelicans are going to see what happened tonight and jump on us. And I'm going to be a little alarmed if, like, let's say we're 6 minutes into the first quarter and the Pelicans have a 10-point lead. I'm going to be pissed. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be like, okay, here we go again. The Suns from the jump have to play with better energy, hit shots, play better defense. They have to, or tomorrow's going to be a long night. Again, do not sleep on this Hornets team. The Hornets are really good. We play them Sunday. Then the schedule gets tougher from there. Like, yeah, the Bucks aren't very good. But, like, Giannis is probably going to be out there. The Pacers are pretty damn bad. But as we saw tonight, that doesn't matter. Then we play the Raptors. We play 4 games in 7 days, and 3 of them are on the road. And then you have 2 days off, which is great, but then you play 2 playoff teams. One of them is a really good Boston Celtics team who just got Jason Tatum back. And then to wrap up the 6-game, I think 11-day road trip, you play a really good San Antonio Spurs team, who I think crushed us last time. And then you play the Bucks again, the Raptors again, play the Nuggets, although they're kind of struggling lately. Then you get 3 days off. So the Suns have 4 days off in 7 days, and then, I guess the schedule gets easier. Utah, Memphis, and Orlando to close out March, but none of that matters if the Suns have a failure of a 6-game road trip, then we're pretty much chalking up the season there. That's when it's like, okay, well, we tried. Injuries depleted our season. Start again next year. I don't know. All right, guys. Anything else? Is there anything I didn't talk about? Yeah, like this is a fair comment too. I mean, wait, where did it go? Here it is. Geek, they can say all this, all they want, but let's see how they come out tomorrow. Because if they don't do it, I don't trust any of their comments anymore. For real, like tomorrow, this might sound like an overreaction. You could argue our season is on the line tomorrow. And that's crazy to say because the Suns still have 20 games left. I guess technically tomorrow it's 19, but still. You could argue if they come out flat tomorrow, if they lose tomorrow, you could argue that's the season right there. And you're like, Suns Geek, what are you talking about? We have the playing tournament. Blah, blah. It's more of like a mental thing at that point where it's like, okay, you blew it. The Suns legit have to win tomorrow. Like, they have to. All right, guys. I'm done. I'm done ranting. This was an embarrassing loss. I don't know. But I appreciate you guys. Like, the fact that you guys actually give a crap what I have to say about the Suns is real. And real quick, I meant to talk about this earlier. I miss Quincy Acey, says Jake. That's a great comment. If you know who Quincy Acey is, you're a real Suns fan. We all know who Suns legend Pat Burke is. But if you know who Quincy Acey is, you're a real Suns fan, man. But yeah, I'm done ranting, you guys. Like, that goes to show how much I love this team because even though I'm not wearing any Suns gear, I stayed up and ranted for pretty much a full hour to rant about one game. But in all fairness, like, it might be an overreaction, but like, and the Suns have had, every team has had like the worst loss of the season. Every team has that. Even the Thunder, who have proven they're human, have had like the worst loss of the season, quotations. But I think this was one of the worst losses like in our franchise's history because of the circumstances. Yeah, MC Cole, I appreciate you, man. He says, thanks, Geek. Thanks for the therapy. Yes, I feel much better than I did 59 minutes ago. This was definitely a therapy session. This was definitely a rant. This was definitely like, yeah, definitely a therapy session. Geek, how bad will the crash out be if we lose tomorrow? Oh, it'll be worse than this. I'll actually be like you see those like overreaction videos sometimes from people where they're like, oh, fuck this, and they like break some. I'm not gonna break anything tomorrow, but I'll be cursing a lot more than I did tonight. Yeah. So, all right, guys. I appreciate this great therapy session. I couldn't have made it without you guys. Without you guys, I would just be talking to a camera, ranting to a camera. But you guys made this crash out, this therapy session, this rant a lot better. And trust me, you guys, when I say that, I truly am thankful that you guys care about my opinion on the Suns. I'm truly thankful that you guys listen to me. It means a lot, and I love you guys. You guys are the best. So let's hope and pray that this is a lesson the Suns can learn and they can just move forward. Hopefully this is just a black eye on the schedule and the Suns can recover and start winning some games from here. Hopefully we don't have a loss like this for a very long time. All right, you guys, I love y'all. God bless y'all. Peace out. God bless. Win or lose, Phoenix Suns for life. If it has to deal with the Phoenix Suns, I'm going to make a video about it. Peace out. God bless. And go Suns.